This really makes me angry and especially sad. Aloha, my wonderful dream weavers out there. Here is May, your friendly cyber witch, coming back with some wisdom into your digital world. And today I want to speak to you about ADHD specifically and what about it makes me so sad and actually angry. Well, both, sort of. It makes me angry and sad. Aloha, Dreamweavers. Welcome back. Let's take a moment, pause, and unpack. This isn't just a label, it's a key, unlocking the magic of being ADHD. It makes me angry and it makes me sad when they call it a sickness, a thing so bad. But we're not broken, we're just free. A different kind of human, wild and spicy. We're the watchers, the ones who see more than the world could ever decree. Hyper focus, we dive in deep, living in colors others can't keep. Don't let them box you, don't let them bind. You're a force of nature, a brilliant mind. This isn't an illness, it's who you are, a cosmic explorer, a radiant star. So embrace your superpowers, let them fly. You were made for more than just getting by. With love and light, this path you tread. Remember, dear soul, you're miles ahead. I've met so many wonderful ADHDers and, comparing how they felt, what they did, how their thought pattern is, how their brain works, what they think about, made me realize at some point in my life, dude, I do have ADHD as well. And I remember that, hey, it's nice to have that label because it helps me explain to people how I tick, explain to people how I am, explain to people that, dude, I'm just different. I'm just not the neurotypical person. I am different. And I remember telling a friend of mine in the beginning where I said, yeah, I want to tell people that I have ADHD. And she was like, why do you want to label yourself with this? And I understand where she comes from, but because she didn't want me to be put in a box of someone having a disease. And I'm saying it exactly in those words because, and this is why I'm sad today, because today I was, of course, my algorithm has already, brought me into Instagram and Facebook and everywhere where I find a lot of people talking about ADHD, of course. I mean, like myself. And the thing that really made me sad was that there was someone explaining how ADHD disease has been, what kind of studies they've had. And if a child has it, then it's probable that one of the parents had it. There's a 50% chance that one of the parents has it. Or actually, I think if a child has it, it's 100% chance that one of the parents is also ADHD, and that you're born with ADHD. And so that person kept talking about how this disease and what they have studied and how it's done. And I'm like, dude, you have hardly studied ADHD. And to tell you the truth, and this is the part that makes me so sad, because everything that I have learned so far from all that I've done, and again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm telling you my opinion. I'm not telling you so this is not something coming from a doctor, but I can tell you that from everything that I have learned for myself, from watching other humans, and also again from reels. And I'm so sad that I didn't save that one reel that explained ADHDs in a very special way, and I'll tell you in a second what it was. But it makes me so sad that this is seen as an illness. It's not. For me, ADHD, I remember when I found ADHD for myself, I realized it was a way to explain to people what we are. Sort of like when I realized that I'm an empath. It's like, dude, now I have something that explains how I function, how I work, what's the deal with me. Same thing when I learned about being a projector in human design. I remember, oh my God, yeah, this is so logical. These are all the steps that I've done on a spiritual level, on my journey, learning things about myself. And this is sort of giving me a written form to explain to people what I am and what I do and how I function. I never felt like an illness. And it's the same thing with ADHD. It never felt like an illness. For me, it's not me being sick. It's me being a certain form of human. We are so many beautiful human beings on this planet. And there's the neurotypical ones. I don't like that word, but I'm using it because that's what everybody understands. And we have the not neurotypical people. I believe we are all not neurotypical. But there has been, at some point in our humanity, someone decided this is what we are going to call neurotypical, and everything else has to be something weird and different, or even a disease. And I really don't like it. And I hope that you are listening to this and you are an ADHDer, and I hope that you hear me when I say you're not sick. You are a different kind of human, and it doesn't mean that you're better or worse. Same with, empaths, with projectors, with whatever labels we find. We're not better or worse than anybody else. We're just a different kind of human, and we work differently. We need different kinds of motivations. We have different forms of listening to our intuition, because we need to follow our intuition way more and stop being in our heads and trying to fit into that pseudo neurotypical world. The world was, sometimes when I think the world was not made for us ADHDers, or for us not neurotypical, what do you call it? I'm going to call us neurospicy people. That's one of the things that I read a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's amazing. So we're neurospicy. And for us being neurospicy, there are certain things that society expects us. It's not the world. The world is perfect for us. We can live in this world. We've managed to live in it. And every ADHD woman that was diagnosed while in their grown-up years knows that, because we've been coping with it for so long. But as ADHDers, we are amazing. We have certain skills that others don't have. And I will talk about that more specifically, because there's this beautiful saying, with jack of all trades. That's us. We are jack of all trades. It's not a bad thing. We have the superpower of being able to be hyper focused. There's so many good reasons about ADHD, and I'm so sad and angry when this is labeled as an illness, as a sickness. We're not sick. We're just a different form of humans. Yes, it's important for us to look at it, to see, how do I tick? How do I work? How do I function? How do I like to be inspired? How do I like to work in this place? How do I like to live? How do I enjoy life? That's something that we're all allowed to learn together with each other. But it doesn't mean that we are sick because of it. It's not an illness. I do understand some of us need medicine, and that's a whole different topic that I'm not going to go into for today. I do understand some of us need it, and it's okay if you need it, and it's also okay if you don't need it. We're okay no matter what. We are enough. We are not too much. We are good, and we can inspire so many people, and we can be so hardworking people. We can be all of this if we allow ourselves to follow who we truly are. And for that, we need to embrace who we are. And to be able to embrace who we are, we need to find out who we are. And all of us, that's why that thing is called is a spectrum, because we're on a spectrum. We're humans. And there's so many beautiful forms of us. And I wanted to make this video today. I know it's a short one, but I needed to make it because I felt that it was necessary to be done. I want you to understand you're amazing. This is not an illness. You can learn to get over it. Find the right people, surround yourself with if you like, follow my channel for more about this, for more tips. I'm going to go into all of those tips. But even if you don't resonate with me, it's okay. You'll find someone. Put your focus on finding the right people that will show you how to use your superpower, because for me, this is a form of superpower. Everyone has a superpower, and ADHDers have several ones because we are so widely spread. You see how much emotion was in this video today. I hope you still enjoyed it, and I hope most of all I've inspired you to maybe see before I forget, I almost forgot one thing. I wanted to tell you about this one video that I saw that I think is something that we should think about. And sorry for, I don't know whose video it was. So if this person is listening in and you made that video, please put it in the comments, because I'd like to help and support and everything. and I'd like to credit it. I just don't remember it. But it was someone explaining that actually ADHDers are the form of human that we had in the Stone Ages, because you needed someone that could be aware of so many things at the same time, because we needed to be aware if, is there a bear coming or not, or is it another animal? We needed ADHDers to be present with all of those things, but also be aware of everything else happening around us, the squirrel or whatever. We needed to have that skill in order to survive as a community. We needed the hyper focus to find solutions, to find food, to all of those things. So if we think about it, maybe this helps you to understand that maybe ADHDers are, I don't want to say the original kind of human, but we are a form of human that we needed back then. At some point, we stopped needing all those skills as ADHDers, and that's why, we evolved into what we call today the neurotypical human. But it doesn't mean that the ADHDer is wrong. We're also a form of human that is here, and that it's okay. And we should embrace all our talents and all the beautiful things that we have, instead of making us down, making us small, and telling ourselves that we're not good enough or that we're too much, because we're not. We're amazing. And I hope we all can find that within ourselves. With that said, my beautiful souls, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening in. And as always, stay magical.
Aloha, dreamweavers, gather round today. We got a message, a truth to say. They call it a label, but it sets us free. We're shining bright with our ADHD. We're neuro-spicy, wild and free. Not broken, just full of energy. We see the world in color so bright. With love in our hearts, we rise to the light. Some might say we're out of line, but we're just dancing in our own time. No sickness here, just who we are. We're cosmic souls, we shine like stars. We're neuro-spicy, wild and free. Not broken, just full of energy. We see the world in color so bright. With love in our hearts, we rise to the light. Some might say we're out of line, but we're just dancing in our own time. No sickness here, just who we are. We're cosmic souls, we shine like stars. We're neuro-spicy, wild and free. Not broken, just full of energy. We see the world in color so bright. With love in our hearts, we rise to the light. Hyper focus, let it flow. We see what others never know. We're not too much, we're just enough. We rise above when life gets tough. We're neuro-spicy, wild and free. Not broken, just full of energy. We see the world in color so bright. With love in our hearts, we rise to the light. So embrace your fire, let it shine. We're all unique in our time. Aloha, dreamweavers, don't forget. You're magical, you ain't seen nothing yet.